Hey everyone, thank you for stopping by my channel today. I am ready to start talking about my September favorites because we are now fully engrossed in fall and the weather is cooler and the holidays are coming. I know this because I have witnessed with my own eyes Christmas decorations for sale in the store already, and we are still, I don't know, 3 weeks away from Halloween. That is out of control. For real people, Christmas? Come on. We're gonna be ODing on Christmas before Thanksgiving even gets here. So I basically just have a list of beauty favorites because that's what I've been feeling this past month. And if you're interested in finding out what they are, then let's get started. So even though I just said I have a bunch of beauty favorites, I do have one hair favorite, which I will talk about and get it out of the way. This is by L'Oreal, and it is the Blow Dry It Thermal Smoother Cream. So I used to use a spray, like a heat protectant spray, prior to blow drying my hair, which I do every day because I do wash my hair every day. And I hate the spray because the spray gets on the floor, the spray gets on the counter in the bathroom, the spray gets on my hair, but only kind of a little bit. And so I decided to kind of look into the creams, and this one is kind of a somewhat new release. And it actually is really good, and it's working out really well. The smell of it is awesome. It smells really nice, doesn't smell like grandma, because you know I don't like things that smell like grandma. No offense to the grandmas out there. But it's a very thin cream, so it's like a very liquidy cream, which is good because I apply it to wet hair. And it allows me to smooth down my hair as I'm applying it. It allows me to focus on different areas, like such as the ends, because they need a little bit more attention, you know, the whole split end thing. And so, I don't know, I might not go back to the spray. I might be anti-spray right now because I'm completely loving the lotion. The lotion's working out really well. It makes my hair feel really smooth, really soft, and my bathroom is so much cleaner now as a result of me not spraying everywhere. So I recently did a review and comparison of some face primers, and I will link that video down below. I go through the whole process and I experiment with a variety of primers. I record a video, I edit, I upload, I post, and then right after I do that, I come across 2 more primers, and I'm like, oh my gosh, where were you? You should have been in my video. So I mentioned before that I've got oily skin, and so I'm always looking for a good mattifying primer, and now I have 2 more. So the first one is by Makeup Forever. They recently came out with their line of like, I don't know, 15 different primers. This one is the mattifying primer. And the other primer that I've been liking is by Becca. Love Becca. Becca makes really good stuff. This is the Evermatte Poreless Priming Perfector. Poreless Priming Perfector. It also is a mattifying primer, and actually the Becca and the Makeup Forever are both really, really similar. By the way, I got both of these and they're kind of smaller. These are not the full-size versions because 1, I wanted to try it. 2, they are a little pricey, and as a result, I wanted to spend a little less in order to be able to try them out. So that's actually kind of a really good tip. If you can get something available in a trial size, go with that first so that you can try it out and not shell out all the cash for the full size because you may not like it. So both primers are actually very similar to each other, which kind of makes sense because they are both mattifying. Their consistency is very thick. I've heard that with the Makeup Forever, and I actually also experienced it myself, that as you start to rub it into your skin, it has a tendency to ball up, which is kind of not what you're looking for. You're looking to smooth out your skin with a face primer, not create little balls that sit on top. That's gross. But if you apply it correctly, and in this case, if you take the Makeup Forever mattifying primer and more press it into your skin and not so much rub it in like you were rubbing in a moisturizer, then you don't get that balling effect with it. With the Becca, even though it's kind of the same consistency, I never had that problem. Since I knew how to apply it appropriately, it did not have the chance to create the little balls, and so I didn't have that problem, but I betcha, because the consistency is so similar, I betcha that it would. Both of them are fabulous when it comes to mattifying. I actually only use them in my T-zone, so kind of behind my eyes and on my forehead, because that's kind of where I need it. On the rest of my face, I'm actually into the Benefit Professional Primer because I've got large pores and it deals with large pores. And so I find that it's just a smoother, gentler primer to use on the rest of my face, but where I really need some really good mattifying action, both of these primers work really well. So basically my skin is like a series of regions where I have different problem areas. So this would be the continent of oil. And this would be the continent of large, or the continents of large pores right here. And basically though, you find the primer that addresses your specific need, and it appears that I'm very complicated, but I am getting the job done. And I am putting the right products where they need to be. So one primer up here and another primer here, and my skin is actually much happier. I hate to admit it because that's kind of bordering on high maintenance, but I'm okay with that. I'm just gonna go with it. A couple other things that I've been liking for my face. I'm completely into lately the Nars blush. It's called Madly. What's ironic is in the pan, it actually just looks like blah. It doesn't really look like much. It's kind of like a peachy, it's like a peachy brown. It's so neutral, right? But that's kind of what I was going for. So now that we're into fall, we're going for bolder eye looks and bolder lip colors. You know, the coppers and the browns and the rich jewel tones and the berries and the deeper red lips, for example. So when you go for those sorts of looks, you don't want to overdo it in every area of your face, and you want to go lighter perhaps on the cheeks. And I find that I'm using a lot more colors this fall. I find that this blush just kind of works. It's like one-stop shopping. Works with whatever kind of look you have either on your eye or on your lips, and keeps it really subtle, keeps it really natural, so that you can kind of take chances and be daring on other areas of your face. Let me swatch the Nars Madly for you, which is ironic because Nars blushes are generally super pigmented and you have to apply them with a very light hand. But this blush, being as subtle as it is, which serves the purpose that I need it to, doesn't swatch very strongly, which, like I said, is kind of what you're going for when you want to use this blush. But you can kind of see that in certain perspectives and lights, it is kind of a peachy brown, but then it's got kind of a mauvey pink tone to it also. I don't know. It's an enigma to me. I don't ask questions. I just use it because it works really well. The other thing that I've been loving for my face is by Anastasia. She recently released her Illuminators, which is a fancy word for highlighters. I did a review on her Illuminators as well. I will link that video down below. The one that I've been loving is called So Hollywood. It is the gold tinted one. She's got a peach tint, a silver tint, and kind of a mauvey silver gray tint, which is gorgeous, but just doesn't go with my skin tone. It would not look appropriate on my cheekbones. But I am loving So Hollywood. It is a very creamy, easy to apply highlighter. By that I mean it doesn't deposit an intense amount of highlight. If you're not very familiar with using highlighters, or you don't use them all the time, but you do like to use them every once in a while, definitely pick up one of the Anastasia Illuminators. Okay, so let's talk lip products. We are now in fall, and that totally opens the door to a variety of berry tones, deep reds, wines. So pretty. Not that you can't wear them during the summer, but we tend not to do that. But now that we're in fall, we have a bigger opportunity to do that. So I am in love with liquid lipsticks, because when you are wearing a darker toned lipstick, the creamier and the shinier they are, the more likely it is to wind up across your cheek. You know, your hair blows in the wind, you wipe your hair away, and now suddenly you have a line that goes from your mouth to your cheek, and it is now the color of the lipstick that you just applied. But with the liquid lipsticks, which is exactly what they say they are liquid lipsticks, but they dry and they stay. They're like a long wearing matte lip color, and so you can very easily go out to eat and drink and talk and go for hours, and your lip color will still not only stay in place and not wind up, you know, somewhere else on your face, but it will also stay on your lips so that you don't wind up with that awful like ring around your lips where just like the outer rim of color is left. Oh my God, pet peeve. I got the quintessential classic colors from two of the more popular liquid lipsticks out there. The first one is by Anastasia, Beverly Hills. The one that's so hard to find is called Dusty Rose, and it's kind of it's a mauvey, like a mauvey pinky purple. It's a little bit lighter, but definitely in the berry family. Super fabulous. Love, love, love. The other liquid lipstick that I'm loving right now that many, many people are talking about is by Kat Von D. Even the package is gorgeous. She's got all this, what is that called? Filigree and roses and intricate design on the package. Yum. But even better than the package is the liquid lipstick that's inside. This one is called Lolita, and it's deeper and darker than Anastasia's Dusty Rose. It's here. Oh my God, what happened to that swatch? So it's much more of a wine toned lipstick, which just also is just so in line with what's going on for fall right now. That swatch got out of control. Good point about these lipsticks, by the way. It will take you an incredible amount of time to apply because each of them have a doe foot applicator at the end, which is what you would normally find like on a concealer or some other makeup face product like that. But this is what you're using on your lips, and you want to be careful that you don't create the extra line around your lips as you apply pressure with the doe foot applicator. Also, like I said, the lipsticks stay in place and don't move, right? So if you go outside your lip line, it's not going to move and it's going to want to stay there. So you want to take the extra time to apply it initially because you won't have to reapply later. So just think of it like when you first apply it, all the individual amounts of time you spend touching up your lipstick throughout the day, you will just focus all of that time into the initial application of the day and then not have to think about it later on. But definitely invest the time when you first apply because you really don't want to make any mistakes because that's how long wearing they are. The other thing about them is that they are a bit drying, so you really will want to consider layering some kind of a lip balm or a lip gloss on top of it, but be conservative with how much you put because the more you keep it moist and creamy, the more likely it is to wear off. So you have to find that happy balance between matte, sticky and long wearing and glossy, moisturizing creaminess. So you have to find your happy medium depending on what you need the lipstick to do for that day and how long you need it to stay put. One of the lip glosses that you might want to invest in is ridiculously expensive, but I just couldn't resist it. It's by Nars. It's their Chelsea Girls color. If you remember back in the day, it seems like forever ago, but I bet it wasn't all that long ago. Nars used to release the particular color Chelsea Girls in a little pot, in a little jar, which was gross. You either had to have handy a lip brush, preferably one that was retractable so that you could take it with you, or you had to use your finger and dip it into the little jar and then apply it on your hands. And how many times? Ew, I can't even think about it, right? But the color was so awesome that we were all willing to sacrifice hygiene and use Chelsea Girls in the jar. You can't get it anymore, as far as I know, you can't get it anymore. And Nars paid attention to how popular it was, and they've now released it in their lip gloss form, which becomes an awesome topper for any of the liquid lipsticks that you might be using because it's really smooth and creamy and not sticky. It is a nude. It's a nude, but it's definitely a pinky nude. Again, my swatch is like out of control. So it's definitely pink. So it isn't bare, so it's nice because it does add a nice level of color to your lip. This, by the way, is the liquid lipsticks that really did not want to come off with a baby wipe, so that kind of gives you an indication of their staying power. Anyway, Nars Chelsea Girls, it's a gorgeous pink. It's not even your lips, but better. It's like just automatically better than your lips. It's like what you wish your lip color could be. It's just a gorgeous pink. I'm actually wearing it right now. I've got on NYX. I have a lip liner by NYX, the nude, which is a little bit of a pinky nude. I have that on underneath and I've layered it with Chelsea Girls on top, and I just love it. And I'm a little self-conscious now because I think you're all staring directly at my lips right now trying to look at the color. So I'm gonna end my favorites list for this month with a couple of things that I'm grateful for. What do I mean? Well, first of all, I am grateful to Sonia Kashuk at Target because she released an awesome eyebrow spoolie. Why am I grateful to Sonia Kashuk and her eyebrow spoolie? Well, I recently reviewed and compared the Anastasia Brow Wiz with the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. And apparently I was, by the way, get the Anastasia Brow Wiz when you're deciding between the two. Apparently I was so enthusiastic and in love with the Anastasia Brow Wiz, which is right here, that I broke it. I broke the spoolie right off in the middle of the video. So I needed a spoolie, so I'm super grateful that Sonia Kashuk made a really awesome spoolie that I can now complement with my very short Anastasia Brow Wiz spoolie-less eyebrow pencil. The last thing that I'm grateful for that I've been loving this past month comes from L'Oreal. So I've talked before, I think in a favorites video, about how much I love the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte foundation, because it's a mattifying foundation but still has a level of dewiness. It's medium to full coverage. It's drugstore pricing. What else do I love about it? It has an amazing range of color because a lot of them are yellow toned or olive toned in color, which when at the drugstore you typically find pink based foundations. So L'Oreal finally came out with a really good selection of yellow undertoned foundations, and it's just an awesome, everybody raves about it. It's just an awesome foundation. So the lightest yellow toned color that they have is 103. They have a 101, 102, and then we have 103. And this is the lightest yellow based foundation that they have. And as you will see, it's a little bit too dark for me. I imagine it's only going to get worse this winter when I get even paler than I already am. I'm like pale yellow. What kind of skin tone color is that? Anyway, so this is 103. And it's a little bit dark for me. It looks even a little bit dark against my hand. What I am grateful for this month is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation in shade 101. I said I was 103. This is shade 101. Why am I grateful for it? Because it's not even like a pink based one. It's virtually white. It's really, really light. And the reason I like it is because I can now see, wow, look at that. Here's the 103 and here's the 101. What I can do with it now is lighten up my 103 without adding a lot of pink to the foundation. So I'm able to keep my yellow tone, but I'm definitely able to lighten it up because you can see clearly that there is an intensity difference there and a shade difference. I love that I can use it in combination with the shade that is the lightest yellow tone for me, and I don't have to stop using it, which, by the way, if I had to stop using it, I would just immediately go to the Too Faced Born This Way foundation, which I've also talked about in a favorites video because it's ridiculously awesome, just not drugstore pricing. So that concludes my list of favorites for the month of September. I'm gonna stop, one, so that this video is not 30 minutes long, but two, apparently I'm supposed to be buying some Christmas decorations right now. So I'm going to shut off my camera and go buy Christmas decorations because that's what the stores are telling me to do right now. What are your favorites for this month of September? Please leave that in the comment section below because I'm gonna take your comments and make them my own personal shopping list of things that apparently I need to have in my possession if I don't already. How convenient is that, right? I am on Instagram and Twitter, so if you have a minute, check me out over there. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. If you haven't already subscribed, please click on the red button so that you can find out when I've got more things to say. Again, thank you so much for stopping by today. I do hope you have a really good rest of the day. I look forward to seeing you in my next video, and in the meantime, thanks.
I think I'm getting closer and closer to the camera. Oh my god, chill out, sit back, relax. How close was I getting? I was getting very close. That's too close. Again, thank you for stopping by today. I do hope you have a bit. But I feel like it's because I knew how to apply it better and didn't have the opportunity to even result in any kind of balls because any kind of balls? Sounds like this is a very bold primer. Anyway, because they're super easy to work with and they're super easy to I shouldn't have wiped that off. How did I wipe that off? How do you compare when you take away the first thing that you're trying to compare? So if you don't have a lot of familiarity, you know I'm also grateful for? I'm also grateful for my Fred. Fred is named after Fred Mertz from the I Love Lucy show, which is the... Oh, sorry, Fred, you have bad breath. Fred is named after Fred Mertz from the I Love Lucy show, which is the best show on the entire planet, Earth, world, galaxy, everywhere. But little Ricky on the show got himself a dog, which he named after Uncle Fred. I'm sorry, Fred, are we keeping you awake? Anyway, this is Fred, and I am grateful for Fred every single day. Fred is a little camera shy, apparently. You got something to say? There you are! You say, I look like a teddy bear. Are you camera shy? I think I should put him down.